You got some fish? How many did you get?
2.
Wow, how long did it take you to catch them?
Not very long.
Killer, what do you use as bait?
Worm.
Worms. Did you catch worms yourself?
Yeah.
Right on. Good job.
Our third prize goes to Evan Brannick.
$50 gift certificate, $50 prize.
I like to fillet them, and my brother takes and just whips up an egg and cracks and crunches up a bunch of either Ritz crackers or just regular saltines, and just put that, and then just some real butter, and just golden brown. And then he makes a tartar sauce with horseradish. Just a little bit of horseradish and some mustard and pickle relish and some mayonnaise.
We look for places in Jackson County that are either public lands or belong to the county, and work with whoever the officials are to see where wheelchair access or accessibility needs to be enhanced. And our first prize winner for adults with disabilities, with a fish that is 19 1/8 inches long and weighs 2 pounds 3 ounces, for $500 goes to Clifford.
Oh, they are. Split it with me. I don't know. Can you see 2 ounces in a fish? I can't.
So you were at the Disability Project.
Disabilities Recreation Project. And back in 2001, I worked as a nursing home administrator, and our maintenance man used to take the men who lived in our nursing home out to Howard Prairie for a barbecue or just to fish, and a lot of the men were in wheelchairs. And so he found himself dragging wheelchairs across bark dust or bark chips or grass to get to a picnic table that had benches that were attached, so there was nowhere for the wheelchair to get up close enough to the table to be self-sufficient. So he started talking to Jackson County Parks, and they kind of put a couple of ideas together, and Jackson County Parks wrote for a matching grant, and we got a grant from the Bureau of Reclamation. It was $14,000 matching grant, so we raised $14,000 and did a couple of small projects at Immigrant Lake. There's a huge table that will seat 12 wheelchairs under a canopy.
Wow.
Right, with paved area from the table area to the wheelchair accessible restroom. Brad's big dream was to make this jetty accessible. And through fundraising, we met someone who'd been in a wheelchair and loved to fish. He'd been in a wheelchair most of his life.
Is that Bob?
Bob. And Bob had a friend, Richard Anderson, and Bob asked Richard, would you do this for us? We had gotten OBEC Engineering to donate the engineering plans, and we had a rendering that was also donated. And for $28,000 and the help of over 100 professional volunteers, they spent 7 weekends putting together this jetty. And a lot of companies, some of the volunteers are companies that donated fuel or trucks or rocks or anything that they needed.
Right.
And then the professionals came out and did the work.
And I heard there was great food.
There was great food.
I heard there was salmon and lots
Brad would catch the salmon and he would come and cook it for him on Saturdays.
I guess I caught me 4 or 5, just enough to keep my hopes alive.
No pound. No pound. He's a lean fish.
measured mine. He wouldn't do it.
12 ounces.
I also hear it's maybe the first year the weather's been nice.
The weather's been nice. Last year, Mike and I fished on the Red Rock, which is about a half a mile south of here. And the wind was blowing right in our faces. and there was like sleet in there, little bits of snow and rain.
Oh man! But
All morning. It was so cold in the
Yeah.
road. We didn't get any fish.
Really?
And they were
well,
like-
they're smart. They stay down where they're warm,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So.
But today the jetty was on fire. Boy, everybody was catching fish.
And once the jetty was finished, at that point, Blackbird had started a fishing tournament. And he
Okay.
wanted to have a fishing tournament for seniors and people with disabilities. That was just for them, so that they could compete with one another rather than having to compete against somebody that had more stamina or more energy or was more able-bodied than they were. And so on July, I think it was 27th, we had our first fishing tournament and we had the dedication of the jetty. And at that time we put on the plaque over here that has the names of all the companies and all the individuals that volunteered for this project.
Wow.
You put salsa with them and dried onions and lemon pepper.
And your address is?
Up here at the lake. And lemon juice and then it's really good. These fish don't taste like trout when you get your shin hands.
I bet.
They're really good.
As soon as we got a line in the water, we hit a fish right away. And he jumped right up out of the water, and we lost that one. And my hopes were up high then, and sure enough, boy, as soon as we got settled down, they just started. We had to learn what they were doing. They were just picking them up light.
Yeah.
They'd pick it up light, and if we didn't really grab the rod and set it, then we'd lose them.
So what? Are you just using worms, or what were you using?
No, we
for
were
bait?
using rainbow power bait.
Okay.
Yeah.
I caught a keeper when I caught you.